everybody, and welcome to another episode of Just Saying. Thank you. We have a good show for you today. It is the beginning of our 4th annual Dating 101. I'm excited. It's another show. But I'll tell you why I'm in a bad mood here in just a moment. But first, it's time to answer the question, what is Josh drinking? And on the show today, I'm drinking good old Mountain Dew. Why switch it up 12 seasons in? I mean, really. So, on the show today, like I said, we're starting our Dating 101. That is where me, Professor Josh, the person who doesn't like to date, will help you find and keep the perfect person. All you have to do is not do what I show you in today's episode. And the rest of the month. So, just so you know. Don't do this and you will find love. Anyway. I'm in a bad mood and here's why. It's time for the rundown. I'm a moron. Well, we all kind of figured that out. The answer to the next questions you're about to ask me are yes and no. Yes, I had another episode up. And no, you're not insane, I deleted it. Because apparently, when I plug in my microphone, it has to go in a certain spot. Or it doesn't work. Who knew? I thought USB cords were interchangeable. Apparently not on my new computer. Anyway, so here I am redoing the episode. It's going to be just as great as the first one. And trust me, I know you can't hear it, but it is. Anyway. So I had a great week. We got our new boss at work. Her name is Taniqua. She chose her pseudonym. So now I've got Gretel, Petula, and Taniqua. And you'll probably hear about more as the time goes on. But anyway, I do have to apologize if you hear snoring. It's not because I'm that boring. It's my dog over here. It's not the audience sleeping. Trust me, because there is no audience. Anyway. And finally, on my personal rundown, well, not the final thing. I forgot I had one more thing. So I did something to my shoulder. I don't know what I did. So I'm on some great pain meds. So, who knows? Maybe I don't even remember doing the first episode. Maybe I never even plugged the microphone in. Who knows? Anyway, so we have a really interesting sketch coming up, and I have a confession to make. So the past 4 years that I've been doing this show, I've told you that I don't date. Well, I don't because I kind of am seeing somebody, and have been for the last 4 years. Our 4-year anniversary, 5-year anniversary is coming up, and I might start sharing stories about him, but I don't want to mention who it is, not for any specific reason. But just for privacy reasons. So I'm going to call him Sebastian. Okay? I have to keep all these names straight in my head. It's going to be tough. I'm going to have a little cue sheet of all my characters on my board over here. Anyway, so let's get into the news. Wheel of Fortune fans were angry and took to Twitter. And no, I refuse to call it X. It will be called Twitter. They took to Twitter and said how disgusted they were that a high school choir teacher named Megan did not get the final answer. That's because she didn't say it, fools. Here's the situation. So this girl named Megan gets to the final round, and the time starts, and the phrase is living thing, and it's, orchid. Like she can make out the word orchid. How many other words are spelled like the word orchid? So when time starts, the debate is whether she literally says something orchid or pink orchid, which is the correct answer. I listened to the video 5 times. She says something. Literally says the word something. She doesn't say pink. Even when time expired, she didn't seem surprised that she didn't get it. So, yeah. Give it up, people. Quit fighting the fight when there's no fight to be fought. Speaking of a fight, I'm kidding. that was just a horrible segue. Terry Hatcher has announced, the beautiful Terry Hatcher has announced that she is not going to be using any more dating apps after her last experience on the app called Hinge. I think that's the name of it. Because she signed up for it and they blocked her. They thought she was a catfish. They wouldn't understand why the real Terry Hatcher would sign up for a dating app. But come to find out, it was her. Which made me get to thinking. And it's true. I mean, think about it. Think about it this way. If you were a celebrity and you signed up for a dating app, would people be matched, and you put a profile picture up, would people be messaging you just because you're a movie star or a celebrity? My other thing is, look about it on the flip side. Let's say you're talking to somebody and you're like, and they don't have a profile picture up because they're a celebrity, and you say, hey, can I see a profile picture? And they send you a picture of Liam Hemsworth. Is it really going to be him? I mean, seriously. I don't know why I said Liam Hemsworth. I initially was saying Charlie Puth, but apparently that's the actor that popped into my head at the time. Anyway, I don't even find Liam Hemsworth that attractive. Regardless, that's besides the point. So think about it. Like, it must be hard for celebrities to date, especially in this day and age with like apps and catfish and I guarantee you not one site would have thought of Catfish if it weren't for the show Catfish, which is a great show, by the way. Speaking of a great show, which has nothing to do with this story, this is a producer man story. This is how crazy his mind is. This guy his name is Justin Moan, and I think it's Moan. And he recently murdered his father by beheading him. And I can't believe you're making me tell this story. He recently murdered his father by beheading him, and then made a video of him holding up the head, and then later on you can see, quote, "it's stewing in a cooking pot," end quote, and put it on YouTube. That's right, on YouTube. Well, YouTube took it down. The police found him 100 miles away from the scene of the crime. He has also been known for making videos by blasting Biden and the administration, the Black Lives Matter movement, the LGBTQIA community, as well as Antifa activists. He was denied bail, shockingly, and he had an arraignment earlier this week. I don't know how it went, because I really don't care. That was a producer man story. Speaking of murderers, and this time that segue actually works. So this is OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny, and she was arrested and charged with murdering her boyfriend, Christian, and I apologize, I'm pronouncing this name wrong, Bumseli, Obumseli, by stabbing him to death in 2022. Well, now her parents are going to join her. Apparently, police have over 4,200 text messages from between Courtney, her father, her mother, and the attorney, because shortly after he was murdered, they got his computer and were trying to get into it looking for evidence. Don't know of what. But at one point, the attorney says, guys, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And the father replies something to the effect of, I've already started poking around and found nothing. End quote. So don't tamper with evidence if your daughter's a murderer. Just saying. I don't know what they're looking for. Anyway, I apologize that I have to break my streak of not talking about him, because I really, really tried. But this story was too good to pass up. Donald Trump has now picked a new fight with none other than the one and only Taylor Swift. That's right. Now he's got all the Swifties and Kansas City Chiefs against him. Way to open that bucket of worms. Apparently, she was on X or Twitter or whatever it's called now and endorsed Joe Biden. And Trump is mad because she didn't endorse him. That's because you're a psychopath. And she doesn't like psychopaths. She only dates them. Anyway, because she endorsed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, he is now attacking her and saying that he has more fans than she does. Anyway. Which I think the Swifties sometimes go a little too far. There was a girl I remember on Twitter a while back who blasted Taylor about something. And literally all the Swifties complained and got her banned off of Twitter. Whoever this lady was. Which I think is utter bullshit. Speaking of bullshit, I'm really bad at segues today. Just so you know. Speaking of bullshit, though, it is time for the bullshit question of the week. And here it is. And for the record, I knew this one when I read the question. Here we go. That's just the crazy information I know. What noted American humorist was amused when he read of his own death in the newspaper? A. Mark Twain, B. Will Rogers, or C. Jack London? The correct answer is... Mark Twain. You know you're a celebrity when you read your own death in the paper. Darn it, mine hasn't shown up yet. I'm not a celebrity yet. Oh, this is so fun. I love being on pain meds. Speaking of pain meds, which is a great segue to this next little sketch here, it's time to open up my noggin and see what I was thinking about while I was on pain meds in this week's edition of What is Josh Thinking? Painkiller Edition. Here we go. I was waiting for an intro to start, and I realized it was just words. Oh, fun day. Fun day. My head feels like a balloon. Here we go. First question. What happens to our baby teeth? That popped into my head the other day. What happens when a blind person reads "Do not touch" in Braille? I am crazy, people. I tell you, I don't know how I don't have murderous thoughts. Or that I'm just not expressing them. Anyway, if you live on a farm and your job is to care for the chickens, does that make you the chicken tender? Along the same lines, when you're cleaning out your vacuum, does that make you the vacuum cleaner? And finally, why is the word abbreviation so long? That's right, I'm not amazing. Anyway, so it's time to begin our Dating 101. So let me get my professor hat, and now I've got it on. It's much like your thinking cap. So we're kind of throwing off this segment a little bit, like I do every year during Dating 101. So I went online and I found some amazingly hilarious dating profiles. And I thought I would show you what not to put on your dating profile if you're going to be dating and having a dating profile. Don't put this stuff on your profile. It's time for the Marketplace Dating Profile Edition. Again, I would like to stress, I am not making fun of the people in the pictures. I'm making fun of the profiles and what it says, not the people in the picture. Just blanket statement. Because they could go under the things you can't unseat. Anyway, here we go. Here's the next one. Here's the first one. I am pretty shy until I get to know you. I'm really into shitting, like 2 girls, 1 cup kind of thing. Sometimes I play with myself in the bathroom. Been with a lot of people, so roll the dice on me. And if you roll the dice on her, you're bound to get the craps. It was a bad joke, okay? That was better in my head. Here's the next one. Dating profile asks, what do you spend a lot of time thinking about? He says, women shooting. What is one private thing you'd like to admit? I have no teeth. Sign me up. Here's the next one. This one's probably my favorite one. I like long walks on the beach with my girlfriend until the LSD wears off and I realize I'm just dragging a stolen mannequin around Wendy's parking lot. Now, is it the fact that you're on LSD or the fact that you stole a mannequin or the fact that you're just wandering around a Wendy's parking lot the part that doesn't make me want to date you? Oh, wait, all. Here's the next one. This one really makes no sense whatsoever because the profile name is Tim. There's a picture of a chick, and it says, Ray Romano will die in 45 days. I'm pretty sure that says 0 about Tim. And if Tim looks like that, your name should not be Tim. Here's the next one. The profile asks, what do you spend a lot of time thinking about? This person put, what heaven is going to be like. Private thing you'd like to admit, I met Jesus on March 15th, 1975. Just standing in line at Starbucks. All that fun stuff. Here's the next one. I am cultured in that I like beer and traveling. If you can't laugh, I probably will. It's tough being a single mom, or so I'm told. I wouldn't know. I don't have kids. It's kind of funny if you think about it. Here's the next one. That is not the next one. That is the one after the next one. Here's the next one. And this one, again, sign me up. And again, not because of the picture, because of what the profile says. And I'm going to read parts of it to you right now. I can lift a fully grown horse above my head and can hold my breath for 10 minutes. To settle a wager, I ate 1 pound of PB Fowk's strongest badger poison, then ran a mile nude. A medical doctor and 2 priests have written and signed a document saying I have no soul. Here's the next one. Wrong one again. Here's the next one. I'm really bad at this today. I am sentient trash, non-binary, femme queer. I'm not a woman, don't call me one. I like a lot of other stuff. Pop bedroom, cartoons, food, puppies, aliens, you name it. What is... I'm probably going to get banned for asking this, because I have no idea what it is. What is pop bedroom? Is that a thing? Pop bedroom? P-O-P bedroom? Comment below and let me know what it is. I guess I could just not be lazy and look it on Urban Dictionary, but comment below and let me know what it means. Here's the next one. Maybe I'll get on track this time. There we go. Have you ever thought to yourself, F the police? Well, here's your chance. Not quite sure I would put that as my profile if I were a cop, especially with what's going on in the world. But it definitely tells me he's gay. Otherwise, they'd be effing you, not you, not effing the cop. Anyway. And finally, again, not making fun of the person, making fun of the profile, which says, I'm dying, no need to worry about a long-term commitment. Can't make this stuff up. Well, next on our list of things things to look out for while you're dating are people that have warning signs made about them. Either warning signs or just plain signs. Because if they have to make a sign for you, or after something you've done, you're probably not worth my time, to be honest. Because I would just rocket you off the island. With that said, it's time for Take It As a Sign. So, yeah. If you are looking for someone and they have this sign made after them, run the opposite way. Because it says, do not breathe under the water. The fact that you had to make a sign to tell people not to breathe underwater really has me concerned. Atherton. Watch last week's episode, people. Watch last week's episode. Anyway, here's the next one. Now, I don't think that this is what they meant when they made the sign, but just so you know, there's heavy pedestrian traffic. And it's not just a lot of people, it's heavy pedestrians. Why? Here's the next one. Notice. If you notice this notice, you will notice that this notice is not worth noticing. Thank you for that notice. I don't have a punchline for that one. Here's the next one. Touching wires can cause instant death and a $200 fine. Are you going to wait for them to stop touching the wires to give them their ticket? Or how does that work? Are you going to wait a while for them to be able to pay you because they're dead? Oh, I'm sorry to hear your husband died because he touched the 2 wires, but here's your $200 bill. Anyway, here's the next one. I'm glad that they made a point to make a sign to point this out. The edges of the sign are sharp. Really? How about we spend a lot of money making a sign that says the edges are sharp instead of just not putting a sign up? Here's the next one. Caution. Water on road during rain. Really? You know somebody got in an accident was be like, well, I didn't know there was going to be water over there in pouring down rain. You know that's what happened. Anyway. Here's the next one. No dunking. Swinging on the rim can cause serious injury or death. Either somebody died trying to dunk the basketball, or they're just really trying to scare people not to do it. At least you don't get a $200 fine if you die. Just saying. Now, you know, I'm gay, so I can say this. You know a gay guy, they made this sign because of a gay guy. Do not sit on fence. You know it. And finally, oh, wrong thing. There we go. And finally, this one, I'd love to see who all is intrigued by this one. Attention! The 9th floor has been temporarily moved to the 15th floor. Which doesn't exist. There's only 12 floors. I'm kidding. I don't know that. It was, again, funnier joke in my head. Funnier joke in my head. Well, the one thing you can make sure that your date, the person you have, is a good person is if they have a pet. And I had no way of linking this into the show, so that's how I did it. So it's time for Possibly Adorable. Of course, when I point it out, she stops. Anyway, here's the first one. I escaped my yard so I could climb up the neighbor's porch and bark at her while she taught piano lessons. Hey, the dog was just keeping time for you. Liked the melody, tried to sing along, didn't realize it wasn't karaoke. Here's the next one. This book survived World War II, but not me. Bad dog. Here's the next one. I eat bunny poop. And he's so happy about it. Look at that smile. Here's the next one. I like to roll over the big dog with my cart. And the big dog's laying back there just like that bitch. Here's the next one. I like the taste of Samsung remotes. The second one tasted better than the first. So buy Panasonic. Jeez. Buy an off-brand. Off-brands don't always taste as good. Here's the next one. I eat the eyes off of my stuffed animals because I don't like the way they stare at me. I would almost do that with porcelain dolls because they're creepy as hell. And now that I've said that, you know Producer Man's going to get me one for my birthday on the show. And it's going to freak me out. And now I just gave him a great idea because he just smiled from ear to ear after I said that. Need to learn to keep my mouth shut. Here's the next one. I ate the toilet paper during the pandemic. I'm surprised that dog was still alive to be shamed. Because back in my day, that would be a public hanging. But not of a cute little puppy dog like that. Oh, crap. There we go. Helps if I click the right one. Here's the next one. The chickens says, and yes, I said chicken, I like to sneak in the house and poop on the floor. The dog says I clean it up and I think it's delicious. Good for you. Hey, it's corn. Here's the next one. Kids retainer, $225. Favorite sunglasses, $29.99. The look on my dog's face when I make him wear one of these signs, priceless. That tells me that that dog is in trouble a lot. Surprised Taser doesn't have her own page. Yet. Light bulb. I know Taser's more popular on this show than I am, and she doesn't even make appearances. And finally, my mom brought out the nativity set, and I peed on the Virgin Mary. Hey, she may be a virgin, but she can still be kinky. Just saying. Well, that will do it for part 1 of Dating 101. So remember, don't date guys or girls who fit any of the categories I showed you today. Unless they own a puppy. Then you can date them. Anyway. If you think there's something funny I should see and share on the show, be sure to send it to me. There's a show email as well as my Twitter, which I really don't use anymore because, why? Oh yeah, I forgot how to log in. Oh wait, my login's right there. Producer Man's holding a sign that says, "Hey, your login." Oh, can we be done yet? Oh Lord. So he already had the sign written. So he knew it. And he didn't bother to tell me. Now I just have to remember my password. While you have a second, please like, subscribe, comment below, and get the notifications anytime I post one of my episodes, which will be every Sunday for the next 13 weeks. Anyway. I'd say 15, but 15 was last week. So there's only going to be 14 now. Anyway. Well, I hope you guys have learned a lot here in Dating 101 Part 1. Be sure to join us next week when we talk about dating. The actual process of dating. I don't know how yet, but it'll be funny. I promise. I've got some ideas stewing in my head. I'd normally be working on next week's episode, but I had to refilm. Producer Man didn't set it up right. I'm kidding, it was me. Anyway. Well, that would do it. Thank you for joining me. Be sure to join me next week. Until then, everybody, please stay safe, stay healthy, stop the hate. But for now, that's all I'm saying.